that from the double bubble?
Dude, I threw the double bubble. I got mad last night. I told you I threw that whole thing over somewhere.
It's like so light. You're
I
like,
thought Bill took it.
Yeah,
I threw it at the corner of the wall or some shit.
I thought Bill finally took the double bubble.
Squid Life on our way, which is one of the routing days on the way to the Squid Life Tour 2011.
Right.
It was in. We played a gig in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, about an hour outside of Pittsburgh, and then we were gonna go camp that night because we didn't find anyone to let us stay, or we didn't really get a hotel right at the beginning of the tour.
We got there overnight, and a lot of times when you get to campsites late, you just find a spot, wake up, and pay in the morning.
I think this specific one didn't have an overnight pay thing or something like that. So we just pulled in. We're like, yeah, we'll pay in the morning. We were parked like right next to the front, so it's not like we were like trying to sneak off somewhere in the back or something like that. You know, we go to sleep at like 1. We didn't get there till like 1 a.m. Set up a tent and all that shit. So it was probably like 2, almost 3 a.m. by the time we were actually catching Z's.
We went to sleep. I woke up first thing, and it started to sprinkle rain, and so I kind of laid there to see if it would stop, and it didn't stop, and it started raining way harder. So I woke up everybody. I was
so hungover.
Yeah.
I was like obnoxiously hungover. It was like 3 hours after I'd stopped drinking and was like asleep for the night.
And I woke up everyone just like, guys, it's about to pour rain. It already is pouring rain.
Yeah.
We have to leave now. And so everyone starts half asleep.
Oh, I looked at the clock. It was like 6:05 a.m. It was
throwing their sleeping bags together. We're getting out of the tent, and we are met by the owner of the campground, who immediately starts yelling at us and threatening to call the cops because we came in the middle of the night and haven't paid.
Right.
And meanwhile, we're trying to not get all of our stuff soaked in this tent while it's pouring rain.
All of our belongings, our electronics, our shoes, and we're on tour. I mean, it's going to take days for that to dry in a van, you know what I mean?
And he has his phone out, like, dialing 911, screaming at us to pay him. Chris is about to kill this guy, screaming the loudest and angriest I've ever heard.
Well, he was just like, hey, y'all didn't pay. And I'm like, I understand if you're like mad that we didn't pay or something like that. But then we're like, all right, man, we'll get to you. Let us pack our belongings real quick. He thought we were trying to, like, you know, pack our shit real quick and bail out and not. And we're like, no, dude, we have money. We're going to pay you. Just let us get our belongings in our trailer real quick. And then he was like, no. And he said, I'm calling the cops. And when he said, I'm calling the cops.
He said, you pay me now.
Yeah. And you pay me now, I'm calling the cops. And I can't be fucking with the cops.
Yeah.
And I literally, I remember I just dropped what I was holding, my sleeping bag, just in the wet grass. And stormed to whatever we were touring in back then.
Billy's Forerunner.
I was like, I mean, yes, just obnoxiously cussing at this dude.
A lot of cuss words.
But in a sense, but how much is it? I think I got him down to just $40,
right? And
then paid him the 40, and then we bailed out. And I know other campers around us were kind of like, oh, it's raining, and then they just see this Texas dude with a beard just screaming his ass off.
This was for avid Tour Story followers. This was Fat Malt Liquor days.
100% Fat Malt Liquor days.
And so whenever there's like high stress situations or like everyone's mad or it's real early, I usually end up driving. Just because I know everyone will be pissed, and so I started driving, and Chris is in the front seat with me, awake, because we always try and have a couple people awake, and we're driving through the mountains of PA, which honestly is
awesome
one of the best
coolest drives we've ever done. Yeah.
It's first thing in the morning, and it's dead silent. No, Billy and Andy are sleeping.
No
in the back.
Music, no nothing. Dude.
Everyone's pissed, and we're driving along the ridge of this mountain, and we see this sign, and it says, "Buckle up, next 1 million miles." And I'm driving, I just look over at Chris, and he looks at me.
And we finally just let out and geeking out.
Just dying.
Yeah.
Just died laughing. And then put on the music and talked, and it was fine.
Yeah, we made it through.
But yeah, buckle up, next 1 million miles. And pay your campsites.
I literally never wear my seatbelt.